Hey there, Nathan with NathanSoliday.com, and I want to answer a simple question that I get almost every day whenever we're helping someone either buy a home or refinancing a home, and that is, what do appraisers look for when they come out to the house to do an appraisal? So I want to talk about that just a little bit. Now, the first point with this question is it's going to depend on what type of loan program that you're doing. So if you're doing a conventional loan, it's going to be slightly different than it will be if you're doing a government loan, because government loans are just a little more picky. Now, they're not as picky as they used to be, 20 or 30 years ago. For example, FHA and VA or USDA loans, they don't necessarily look and nitpick as much as they used to, but they still are going to look for a few things when they get to the house. And so let's start with that. So from a condition standpoint for the home, if you're doing a government loan, they're going to want to make sure that there is no peeling paint anywhere on the property. It doesn't matter if it's on the outside of your siding or if it's on the siding of a garage or an outbuilding. They're going to want to make sure that there is no peeling paint there. So before an appraiser comes out, if you know you've got a garage that needs painted, or maybe some the back of your house needs painted because of some peeling paint, you'll want to go ahead and do that before the appraiser comes out, just to make sure you don't have any additional requirements once the appraiser leaves. Another thing they're going to look for is handrails. So on a government loan, if you have a deck or a porch or some steps, whether inside or outside, and you don't have any kind of handrail on those, they're going to require you to install a handrail. And they do that basically for safety purposes and that type thing. But anything over one step or two steps, they're going to ask you to and require you to do that as a term of your loan. Because if an appraiser marks something on the home that needs to be fixed, then they're going to require that you actually do that before the lender gives you the money for the house. So again, whether you're buying or refinancing, they're going to look at those things on a government loan. Now, on a conventional loan with Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, they may not look at those things, but if it serves as some kind of safety issue or it's some kind of hazard, then they are going to require those things to be done as well. So just because it's conventional loan doesn't necessarily mean you can get away with having some of those things on the property, because there are still some minimum requirements that they're going to look for. Now, other things they're going to look for from a condition standpoint on the house is they want to make sure that everything's in basically move-in ready condition, that there's not any kind of deferred maintenance, or that the roof's not in horrible shape, or there's no holes in the walls and things like that. So anything that's kind of out there that they're going to see easily, they're going to mark those off. But one thing you want to keep in mind is an appraiser is not an inspector. So they do have a basic list of what they're going to look for each program. They're going to want to make sure that utilities are on and that your furnace starts up and your water faucets work and all that good stuff. But they are not an inspector, so it's a totally different report that they do compared to a home inspection. So it's not going to be as complete from that standpoint on the actual condition of the house. So the main thing on the government loans are, again, the peeling paint, handrails, and things like that. Now, the other thing that an appraiser looks for, and the main thing that they're going to look for, is they're trying to figure out how much the house is worth. They want to make sure if you're buying the home for $150,000 that it is worth what you're paying for it. They want to make sure that the value is there. And so their main job is not necessarily the inspection side of it, that's part of it, but their main job is to determine the value of the house. So this not only protects you as a client or as a customer, you want to make sure that, hey, if you're going to pay $150,000 for a home, you want it to be worth that. You don't want to buy a $120,000 house for $150,000, obviously, and so that protects you. But then that's also going to protect the lender. So the bank or the mortgage company that you're going through, they're going to want to make sure that the house is worth what you're paying for it, to protect their money that they're giving out for the house as well. So the value is the main thing. Now, the way that an appraiser is going to arrive at the value for the house is they're going to look at what other homes have sold in your area in the past 3 to 6 months that are in the similar neighborhood and similar construction and size of the home. So they're going to look at those kind of comparables and do the best they can to try to get within that time frame. Now, if you're in a neighborhood that doesn't have a lot of sales, you may not get that many comps, so they may have to go a little further out other than some neighboring houses, so they may have to go a couple of miles away, but they won't be allowed to go too far away. So you want to make sure that when an appraiser is doing that, kind of keep that in mind. That's how they're going to arrive at the value, is the homes that are closer are going to be the ones that they're going to give more of a weight to when they're giving those numbers. So if you have any other appraisal questions, feel free to reach out to our office here. We would love to help you with that. If you have something at your house that you're not sure will pass an appraisal, give us a call. Our number here is 812-650-0708. And if you're thinking about buying a house or refinancing, we would love to help you with that. You can click on the link below and take our 60-second survey, and we'll reach out to you to let you know if you qualify for either of those programs, whichever one that you're looking for, and we can get things started for you. So thanks for watching the video. Click like below on this video if it was helpful for you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.